What is the Matrix? Most of us stand in the midst of confusion about the world that we live in. We look for answers from our friends, family, pastors, or community leaders. We usually are content with their response and look no further. However, some of us are more inquisitive than others and look for better answers. With all the different perception and deception out there, how can one identify the truth? Have you ever realized how education affects your everyday belief? And why does your cultural background affect your choices like that? And religion, why is it so important but so misleading? With all these questions said, what if they were all used to create a false reality? While against it, I realized that I did not stand alone. I found people willing to make a stand with me. You see, while we are born and will die alone, we were all created for each other. And it is with each other that we will be able to rise again by knowing our true history and the reason for these misconceptions. Let's take this journey together with the Awaken Foundation and bring clarity to this matrix.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jeff, and I am the founder of the Awaken Foundation. And today, I had the intention of going live and allowing people to ask me questions about the foundation that are a little bit more private than what's given on the website. It is weird to say that there's so much to be done, and the foundation is so extensive that there is not really a point where we can really start, unless I can tell you why we were created and the mindset of it, because I think that this would be the most important point of reference anyone can have. So the foundation started back 4 years ago. It was right before the pandemic, a year and so before the pandemic. And I started with one video. I guess I was supposed to tell the world what God had put into my heart and what I've learned. And but I was skeptic in what I was learning because they didn't sound and they didn't feel real, to tell you the truth. It's like I wake up in one day and somebody tells me that my father is a prince or is a king and my mother is a queen, and I've been living in the ghetto or in the slum, but this is who you are and you need to rise up to the moment. And it's like, it's impossible. How can I be such person? And while going through the story, I wonder how credible the story was. People always tell you stories, but are those people credible? It was so intriguing that I had to seek and search and look, and and ask questions. And when I couldn't do it anymore because it was so troublesome, I guess, because, you don't know which stories out there is right and wrong, So I ended up asking God. But the hardest part on asking God is, are you able or willing to truly hear it? God has a way when he talks to be understood and heard. And I realize that human beings, we have a way of trying to settle with everything based on equilibrium. We want to be at peace all the time. And, but we also realize that how we mark time or how we create memory events, it's through a very profound moment. And usually those moments are painful moments. They're moments who stimulate a lot of energy and a lot of emotions. That is what creates triggers, or triggers receptors in your brain to stamp in time that you can go back and always remember clearly. Never goes away. So when God speaks to you, he has a way to make you always remember what he has said to you, and so that you understand it. And even through your sleep, you can actually say it. And that's exactly what I did. I asked questions, and these questions are not easy questions. And what he told me was overwhelming. So this is what gave you the platform of the foundation. The platform was created to do one thing. And what it's created to do is creating a platform that allows people with the same mindset and the same ability to not only create and manage projects, but also control the integrity and morality behind them. But that was, how can I say this? It was an experience because, people don't realize what's behind these two words, integrity and morality. So, as a presentation today, I'd like to really go into something that's defining more and more what the foundation is. Yes, you understand the term awakening or awaken, but let's talk about the most important part. The definition of morality and integrity, and how can you refer to it. The foundation has put together different ways to show people how to, and not how to, but also in reference to a lot of documents that gives you an idea of where to find those references, those words. It goes in depth in history, in political science, in finance, world point of view, and also geography. The reason why we want to do this is because, The term integrity is not just based on what you think it is, but it's based on your true understanding of self. And understanding yourself, you're going to find out that your surrounding controls you and your emotion controls you. So what else? Based on your surrounding, you're going to find out that you have family members, you have friends, you have a whole community around you. And you have not quite chosen these people. You may have chosen to move from region to region, but you are trying to define yourself through those mediums. So the good thing is, are you able to associate yourself with these people? Are you okay with who you are? That gives you the foundation of going out there or becoming part of the community that you want to become, that you want to be part of, or just go away and look for your own community. So some of the most important research that has to be done is the historical research. First, who are you as a person? Who's your mom? Who's your dad? Because as a person, you are, at this point, the last of a previous type of people. Father, grandfather, grandmother, you are the epiphany, you are the summit of these people. So you actually have to understand your past in order to understand who you are now, because you are going to make a step in the future. So that's important. But also the community that you are living in. Who are they? Who are these people? Interesting. The law. What are the laws that those people live by? Are they your law? Do you choose to abide with these laws? Are you giving the term jurisdiction to people to rule over you because you want to be part of a community? What is it exactly, and how does all that start with? Finance, how do they mingle with each other? Is this something that you would want to know? Is your back when you were growing up, did you used to use money? What does money mean to you today? And what does the money means to the community that you live in? So those would be very crucial subjects. And these subjects has to be touched in order for you to understand the core of who you are. This is the basis of integrity. When you do truly know who you are, and you live by a specific creed, you actually give value to what you have learned to become. And that identity in itself, you never want to sell it. You never want to give it away. That's the hardest part, because everything is given to you. Everything. What you should believe in, what you should trust in, the whole entire, community that you live in, everything is given to you, and you have to go through life deciphering all these things. So the foundation created the Awaken University, where the type of education we give has more of an in-depth understanding of you, of not only the profession that you would like to understand more, but also giving you, the living being, the true ability to express yourself and truly knowing what's going on, because you will find out that in school or through the education that they give you, sometimes even the test that you take, it's a repetition of what someone is telling you, that is. So in order even to pass the test, you have to be in line with what the person wants you to know. Now, is this the truth? Is this a fact? See, that becomes ambiguous, because at that point, it's up to you to define what's real or not. But that's what education do. Sometimes it does not give you that ability. You have to develop it yourself. The other aspect of the foundation is morality. See, where does it start? How do you become a moral person? Usually, morality is found in religion. Religion, you're going to find out even through the foundation that its origination are two different point of references. The first one, it's an entity that you call God. Well, that's what everybody calls, that superpower, God. But we have to be very careful, because that term, it's a general term. It's almost like dad, Anybody can be your dad, anybody can become dad, but what is dad? Who are you referring to whenever you say dad? So what they do is they tell you that, well, there's dad, the greatest creator, the one that created everything, and you can or cannot believe in him. And then there are other powers, like people with special abilities that also has the same name, dad, because they're fathers of different, type of mentality or people. And these people, which you call also gods, they have their own point of references. But both God and gods, they have to prove themselves for us to even give them praises or talk about them. That's very important. That's extremely important. So what I found out is that, going through his story, not his story, but stories, all in common, analyzing all of them based on their particular region and what they believe their past are, I realized that a lot of those stories actually correlate with each other. And they talk about different person's name, but it's the exact same story. All of them. All of them. And it doesn't matter, if you believe in Buddhism or Islam or you name it, Christianity, it's the same story. About a father, about a mother, and about a child that is born without a father. But the father is a spiritual father. It's weird, but what defines God and gods is what does God can do that the gods cannot do. And it's been revealed throughout time that the God of the Hebrew people is the only God that manifests itself, fights for its children, and pronounces himself as the creator of all. So it's really, so when you define them, and you call him God, and you have to write it down, it's the only one that you write down with what we call a proper name, which is the first letter has to be capitalized and everything else is small. That's also based on syntax. Understanding how words are constructed is really important. So that God does not talk to everybody, but he's the only one that every other religion actually know exists. But they will also tell you that they have different gods among themselves or in the midst of them all. Now, what does that mean? And how is that important to you? Well, the God creator tells his name to his people. He tells you his name. Now, you have Christianity, you have Islam, you have all the other religion. They'll give you their own interpretation or sonorization of that word. In Hebrew, the person who actually was given the name of God was Moses, and Moses actually told his people what does that entity, the creator, give him a name, and based on that became, his name was Yahweh, or in today's term, because they want to remove all the voyelle, it's you don't know what it is, so it's Y. Let me write it down for you. They call him Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yeshua, Jehovah. So you'll find a lot of name. Okay. All right. So you find a lot of name in relationship to that particular God. So what they did is they're like, hey, let's not, argue, and agree to disagree. Let's call him YHWH. That's it. So his name was changed. But that God gave you rules of life, how to deal with him and how to deal with each other. These rules of life are so powerful that it actually gives you a lot of power as an individual, as a person, not a person, as an individual, a man or a woman created by him. That's very powerful. And these rules and regulations are the foundation of what the Awaken Foundation is. I do not go after the other gods because I realize that all the other gods, their storyline coincide with a man called Nimrod, his wife Semiramis, and his son Tammuz. Now, all of those countries, same stories. How relevant are these stories? They are absolutely true because it's also part of the Hebrew history. That's very important. So going in depth to understand what your community or your environment believes in is primordial. It's necessary. It's key. So this platform, the Awaken Foundation, tells you, number one, that knowing thyself and the people around you is key. It's key. Why they are hurting you, you still don't know. While they are praising you, but they're not really praising you, they're trying to get something from you, you have to know. So, this critical thinking is primarily the key for you to become part of the foundation. Knowing thyself and having the right morality so that no one can sway you from doing what you are not supposed to be doing. And by the way, only you have to know all that. But you have to be able to enforce it to others, or they will make you do what you do not want. So this is where we start. We start at the beginning. And as hard as it may be, if you do not have that foundation, no matter what you do, no matter where you would want to see yourself, no matter how much effort or money you have, you may never be able to establish a net of what's in your heart. So we do have Stanley on this panel today. Stanley is actually a friend of mine. And when I first started the foundation, I had asked God for friends and specific type of people to be part of the foundation. And when Stanley was introduced to me, at first I didn't know what to take from that experience, except that I wanted to hear everything that he had to tell me. And I ended up finding out that he's a very humble person, very intelligent man. And he's not gullible, and he believes in the highest form of power. And what I've learned from him is courage. It's integrity. And he does not sit down and talk about it. He actually does it. So I'd like to introduce to you in that panel, Stanley. We don't have too much time. We have about 3 or 4 more minutes. But I'd like to introduce Stanley to you and see what he has to say. Hello, Stanley.
Hello, how you doing?
I am doing very well, my friend. Would you like to tell the panel who you are and what is your position within the foundation and anything that's in your mind as far as the vision and direction?
I didn't get anything prepared well. I'm Stanley. I was born in Haiti. I'm somebody in search of helping, how best to help the country. I don't know if I have the answer to that. I've have a lot of experience and skills. I think that might be useful, but I think the Awaken Foundation is one of the foundations that's providing a platform to utilize the diaspora's skills and talent and experience and help and try to help the people of Haiti. That's about it.
Well, I think it's like I said, he's a doer. He doesn't talk much, I guess. And he did mention that he did not prepare for giving you a full presentation of what he has and will be doing. But at this point, I'd like to say that I have 1 more minute to go. Is that if you would like to know more as far as, you know, the morality and of the foundation, and not only that, but what you need to actually have so that nobody can ever sway you from doing the wrong thing. That a particular integrity that is based on knowledge and experience, that in itself, you can never omit it from anything that you are going to do. And as you know, the foundation is tackling one of the greatest challenge, Haiti. This was Jeff, giving you first and foremost the platform of what is the Awaken Foundation, what it's supposed to do, and what you're supposed to have in order to be part of it. Integrity and morality, which is all based on knowledge, experience, and knowing who the Father is and how to communicate and experience Him. Thank you.